So in 2019, Valentino released a flanker to their popular Uomo line, Born in Roma. Well, fast forward 2 years later and they released a flanker to Born in Roma. Is this fragrance going to be any good? Stay tuned and find out. So today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time I come from the house of Valentino. It is their latest release, Uomo Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. So Uomo Born in Roma, Yellow Dream from the house of Valentino is a men's oriental spicy fragrance released in 2021. I don't know the nose behind this fragrance, and it's an eau de toilette concentration. All right, let's check out the presentation. So here's the box for Uomo Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. If you guys are familiar with the original release from this line, Born in Roma, it's pretty much the same box. Their font, I believe, was pink. This one is yellow. We do have like a studded box. It just has like some kind of studs on there, and I believe they're all over the box here on the side. A little information on the back with a barcode. Other than that, not too much going on with this box. Let's check out the bottle. Alright, so here's the bottle for Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. If you guys are familiar with the line, this does have the studded glass bottle here. Very heavy, very weighty. One of my favorite bottles in the line. It just looks very chic, very elegant, very nice. Has a piece of material here. I believe it's like a fake leather, little faux leather here that says Valentino in yellow. We do have the studded collar that the original flanker, the Born in Roma, had. They did get rid of the little clip here. Originally they had like a little plastic piece that was kind of cheap looking. They just kind of went over the entire top. Then they had a little collar clip, and now they have an actual cap. It's a little bit better. You know, it's still kind of small and not very much weight to it, but I guess it's better than that little collar clip they had, because you could easily lose that. But a good looking bottle from the house of Valentino. All right, so here are the notes for Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. In the top we have pineapple and mandarin orange. In the mid we have gingerbread accord. And in the base we round things off with cedar and vanilla absolute. So I do have quite a bit of experience with the house of Valentino. I did like the Uomo series. I think my favorite from those few was the Uomo Intense. Valentino Uomo Intense is kind of like a DHI, sort of DRO Intense lipstick iris, kind of a smoky, dark, resinous fragrance with really good performance. If you guys haven't tried that one, please get your nose on it. It's a great fragrance. But I did do a video on Born in Roma a couple of years back. I think it was 2019. I will leave a link to that video below. That way you guys can watch that one. That one I believe was a ginger fragrance. Very fresh and kind of uplifting. It had some vetiver in it. And I believe it had some citrus notes in it. I liked it, but I wasn't wowed by it. I really complained about it coming in a black bottle. Like I mentioned, this one's clear, but the other one was black. And it sort of wasn't a dark fragrance. So it came in a dark bottle and it had like a dark look. But the fragrance was... honestly, the fragrance probably should have come in this bottle, if anything, or maybe just a different color. But I believe that the marketing was wrong for that fragrance. And honestly, I don't think it was a very good flanker to really put the Uomo name on, because I don't think it had anything to do with that line. It didn't have any iris, and it didn't have any kind of nuances to the original Uomo line. And I sort of was trying to come up with it having a little bit of that DNA, but it really didn't, honestly. At the end of the day, it kind of had a bubblegum feel, kind of a fresh feel. It was a nice fragrance, but it wasn't anything like the original Uomo. And people compare that one to Invictus, or Invictus Aqua, which I guess is okay. It's sort of okay comparison. I sort of saw where they're going with that. But overall, it just really wasn't a fragrance for me. It didn't have the best performance either. But I did read the notes on this one for Granica when it was the first press release came out. And some of these notes really did catch my attention. The pineapple, of course, yes, we might have another Aventus clone on our hands. I hope not. So I'll let you guys know immediately if we do. I don't think we do because of these notes in here. But we could, I guess. But the vanilla caught my eye. I'm sorry, the pineapple caught my eye. And the gingerbread accord, which the original had ginger in it, so I'm assuming it is an Oriental, so I'm assuming the gingerbread is going to give it a more of a gourmand feel. And like I flubbed before, this one does have vanilla, and I did see the vanilla in this as well, and the cedar. So to me, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good fragrance. I don't think it's going to go in the direction of an Aventus. I am sort of convinced it's going to smell like a gourmand, pineapple, fruity, sweet, almost like I guess like a gourmand fragrance, like a cookie or something like that, you know, something very edible. Without further ado, let's give this fragrance a first impression. Let's go ahead and give it a clean hand here. Let's pop this new cap off here, twist this around, a couple of sprays here. decent sprayer. I believe the last one was better, but not bad. Okay. Definitely getting a fresh fragrance. Yeah, this one's, I can see why this one is in this, is a Born in Roma flanker. Because I'm getting that original DNA. This isn't as thick or as sweet as I thought it was going to be. I think it's going to get there because it's starting to change already, but it does start off very fresh. Not like, well, I guess you could say sort of like Invictus a little bit. I'm not saying they're very similar. I'm saying they have like that citrusy, bright opening. This one's getting a little creamier. The woods are there, but it's getting creamier from that vanilla. The pineapple isn't like a natural fresh pineapple. It's just like a citrus. I guess that's the mandarin as well, but I'm getting a little bit of that pineapple sort of spiciness that comes with pineapple, but I'm mostly getting the mandarin orange with this one. But it smells nice, but it smells like something I've smelled before. Can't quite come up with that. Obviously right now it's only been a couple seconds, but if I think about it, I'll let you know. Just picture a fresh, zingy pineapple mandarin. So right now I'm giving it that. The wood notes, the cedar aren't very prominent, but there is wood notes in this. And I'm definitely getting that vanilla, but it's not like a vanilla ice cream gourmand type of vanilla. It's just like a sweetness there. It's kind of mixing with that pineapple and the mandarin orange to give it a bit of a dreamsicle type of feel. But this is a pleasant fragrance. It's not over the top. I don't think it's as fresh or as uplifting as the original Born in Roma. That one does escape me though. It's been a couple of years since I've tried that one. But I do recall it quite just a little bit here. It's been quite a while back. And I think I never even went back to that fragrance after I tried it. Right now, I can say I probably like this one better than that one. A couple of minutes have gone by, and that gingerbread accord is really starting to come out as more of a gingerbread. It is getting a little spicy, a little gourmandy, almost a little cookie-ish. So that's kind of good. Yeah, the gingerbread accord is definitely starting to take shape, which I'm liking this. You know, I was getting a little bored with this one. I know I'm kind of giving it a hard time, not really giving it much time to really open up. But I was kind of getting getting a little fed up with just that same sort of mainstream DNA that we've sort of smelled 1,000 times. But that gingerbread note is finally starting to open up and is getting a bit gourmandy, sweet and spicy. And you guys have probably smelled gingerbread cookies, so I'm sort of getting a little bit of that, which is nice, taking it in a good direction. It's getting a little powdery with that. So I can imagine a citrusy pineapple, or like a fruity, if you want to call it that, fruity gingerbread vanilla type of powdery fragrance is what I'm getting right now. And if this continues to get powdery and sweeter and more gourmandy, I might be on board with this one. Who knows? Yeah, this gingerbread accord is really, really nice. It's starting to shape up really, really good with that pineapple and mandarin orange. I think the pineapple is actually starting to peek out a little bit more at this point. So I'm starting to think like pineapple upside down cake or something like that with that vanilla note as well. So I'm definitely getting more gourmandy at this point, which is a nice surprise. And I think that actually might save this fragrance. Obviously can't speak for the performance, but these types of fragrances, these gourmand fragrances, tend to stick around quite a while. So I'm hoping that's going to help out with the life of this fragrance. But yeah, starting to smell good. It's actually moving in a positive direction. Not going to take too much longer on this half of the video. I'll let you guys know in the update how it develops. But I'm looking forward to trying this fragrance. So we're going to wear this fragrance tonight and over the next few days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, well, I'm back with my update for Valentino Uomo Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. Yeah, so I spent the weekend with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do actually like this fragrance. It's not the greatest thing I've ever smelled, but it's not awful. And I actually think it's a decent release from this house. We'll go ahead and go on record and say this one is the best of the two. It sort of starts off with the same DNA as the original, sort of fresh, sort of Invictus-y, with, very citrusy. But the pineapple is what really sort of intrigued me more than the other fruit in this composition. You do get a nice pineapple, and it does mix very nice with that vanilla. like I mentioned in the first half of the video, the ginger note, the gingerbread note, it sort of smells like ginger at first, and it's probably just because it's mixing with that pineapple and the citrus notes. But you do start to get a gourmandy type of gingerbread cookie smell after a little while. But after that dies down, you are really left with a nice, sweet pineapple, vanilla, powdery fragrance. The pineapple in this was very reminiscent to a couple of other fragrances I've tried. I can't remember if pineapple is in thallium, but that one might be apple, but it's a similar type of fruit note, sort of powdery and sweet. Not saying this one smells like that. The dry down just reminded me of those types of fragrances where they have fruit in them and they're powdery and sweet in the dry down. And this one was very nice. I don't get a lot of this kind of pineapple in a lot of fragrances. Usually the fragrances I've tried lately with pineapple in them are just a lot more fresh. Obviously like your Aventus and whatnot, but if they have pineapple in there, usually a lot more fresh. I'd like to almost compare this one, the dry down anyway, to like what Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche is with lemon. They call that one the lemon pie. This one's almost like a pineapple pie, almost, if you will. Pineapple vanilla pie. I sort of get that in the dry down. Again, the opening is nice and fresh, and does kind of remind me of the original Born in Roma. But it does go into that powdery, sweet vanilla pineapple phase with that gingerbread accord that's really, really nice. I was pretty impressed by this fragrance. Longevity for this fragrance was excellent considering it is an eau de toilette concentration. I did get 8 hours with this fragrance every time I wore it. So for an EDT, that's pretty good. Projection for this fragrance, well, unlike the longevity, the projection wasn't as great as I was hoping it would be, considering that it did last 8 hours. The first hour and a half were pretty good, but after that, it got closer to the skin. And I got wafts all day long, but they weren't super strong, and it wasn't really reaching anybody from across the room. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing, especially when it comes to the occasions. But, I'd probably say average projection for an EDT for this fragrance. Season for this fragrance, well, after the initial spray, I really thought this fragrance was going to be better for the warmer months of the year because it did start off very fresh and had that really nice pineapple note. But after the gingerbread note kicks in and that vanilla kicks in, sort of lended it to more of a cooler weather. But I do think that it is citrusy enough and playful enough to wear for the warmer months of the year. Probably would actually help the projection of this fragrance. The longevity is okay, but the projection needs a little bit of help. So I think the warmer weather would help this fragrance. But I definitely think it is nice and sweet and vanillic and fruity enough to really get through the cooler months. I definitely think this fragrance would be good year round. Occasions for this fragrance, well, initially I thought this was going to be perfect for casual day wear since it does start off with that mandarin and pineapple note. But as soon as that gingerbread note comes in and the vanilla and it mixes with that pineapple, it quickly turns into a gourmand sort of sexy fragrance, which lends it to evening wear. So that's great because you can wear this one casually during the day. And I definitely think you can wear this one for evening events as well. Date night. I mentioned it does kind of stay a little bit closer to the skin, so you're not going to offend your lady on the couch watching a movie or something like that. I definitely think this is good for like dress down occasions, nice formal events. I don't think it's strong enough for the club, but afternoon and evening events are perfect for this fragrance. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say are 20 and up. This is a very playful, fruity, fresh fragrance. I definitely think the younger guys can easily pull this one off. The only issue I'm going to have is probably the price. It's not over the top. After tax, I think I paid $102 for this. This is a 100 ml bottle. That's about standard for a designer release. Might be a bit steep for the younger guys, but I do think that, $100 isn't over the top. I definitely suggest maybe waiting for this one to go down in price a little bit before you pull the trigger on it. But I do think that 20 and up would be a perfect age range for this fragrance. So overall, I do really like this fragrance. I'm not going to say it's the best thing I've ever smelled, but for the this being a flanker of the original, I do think this is a solid release. Now, I will say this does not have anything to do with the original Valentino Uomo. They don't have it. There's no iris in this. There's none of the lipstick note. This doesn't smell like Dior Homme Intense, so meaning it doesn't smell like Valentino. So it doesn't have anything to do with that original composition. But if you just get the Valentino Born in Roma, the original, this is a decent flanker of that particular fragrance. They kind of smell, similar in the opening. I didn't get to try it side by side, but I do sort of remember that opening, and it does have a bit of an Invictus thing with the original Born in Roma. So I think that, I get a little bit of that as well, but I do think the pineapple and the vanilla and that gingerbread note they are the game changer for this fragrance. I definitely think it gives this one a DNA that's going to maybe turn some heads. I think this is a solid release. Now, again, it should probably be in a different bottle. I think they should put Born in Roma in a separate bottle, in a separate, its own line. But that's fine. It's already here. So what I will say is that I do think that this is a solid release. I think that people are going to like it. It's only $100 for 100 ml. That's sort of standard, for brand new designers. So this isn't a bad fragrance. You get 8 hours of longevity. You can wear this one year round. You can wear this one most occasions. It's not going to be strong enough for a club, like I mentioned, but most occasions, this fragrance is going to do really well in. I think you're not going to get any negative attention with this fragrance. I mean, who doesn't like fresh and then go into a sexy vanilla, sort of fruity, sweet, sort of gingerbread type of fragrance? Yeah, solid release, I think. Again, I think they could have done better with the bottle. There's the projection could have been a little bit better, but honestly, I think if you wear this one in the warmer weather, it's really going to help out in that department. But 8 hours isn't bad for a designer fragrance, and I think this is a good fragrance. Again, not going to be saying this is the best thing ever. This is my first review of 2021, so we'll see what the year brings. But right now, this one's not bad. All right, guys, now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on Born in Roma Yellow Dream? Have you guys tried this fragrance? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.